Hello and welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D, the Argent Flame. This will be episode 30, History and a Tale. Without further ado, let's get into the recap of the previous episode. After breakfast at the Firebeard home, Zemdek heads to the workshop with Dylura to work on jeweling, while the others head to the bazaar to shop. At George's Goodies Bazaar, a multiple personality merchant sells the gang some much-needed goods, including paper, incense, coffee, vials, a fife, and tiny hats for rats. After picking up Gizmo from the workshop, the group donates a considerable amount of coin and diamonds to get Sofka cured of a wisdom-sucking shadow by the High Priestess Nufala Vorguv at the Temple of Palor. Unbeknownst to the party, they are being followed by stealthy, red-cloaked individuals. Now, let's get back to the action. Welcome back to CrestVahllen. Hello, and welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D. Yep, there we go. Great way to start. The Argent Flame. Last where we left off, Sofka just got cured of the -1 to wisdom malady of the eldritch creature that had haunted them in the shadows. And our special guest Taylor character and their compatriots noticed this ritual, and at least Taylor's character was terrified. Speaking of which, let's go in on that. After you regain your composure and the fear subsides, the hand of your sister still on your shoulder. Do you respond?
I don't know what I would say.
If you wouldn't say anything, you don't have to say anything.
I'm silent but deadly.
Give her a solemn but intense look. She nods.
Mm-hmm.
You see that the individuals are packing up and ready to go. You see a very exhausted,
excited.
I Mr. Paylor. Put her outside.
Come on. Come on, you rowdy temple goer. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Go inside. Come on.
Leave and the rest of them follow slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened there that you witnessed was extremely taxing and unorthodox, at the very least. Great. You guys head back into the temple. One of you wanted to know about prices of baptisms. Right. So essentially, if I remember correctly, like baptism is just flavor for a protection from good and evil spell. But I could be wrong. Let me just double check.
I think ceremony actually has
Or ceremony.
baptism.
Second, please.
No, it doesn't.
Cure wounds, identify lesser restoration, prayer of healing, remove curse, speak with dead, divination, greater restoration for dead. I would say it would be a ceremony ritual. I would say
Oh, dedication.
dedication.
You can dedicate someone to your god's service.
That's not in the ceremony spell, is it?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm just not seeing it. I see cleansing, consecration, morning prayer, and oath of service.
I have atonement, bless water, coming of age, dedication, funeral
let me do
rites,
that.
wedding.
There we are. Right, yes. Yeah, I'd say it's dedication. You are blessed in the light of Palor. So pretty much you become dedicated to the gods. You at least you dedicate them to your god first, but you don't. It's kind of a loose term. It's more of a guideline. And for the next 24 hours, whenever you make a saving throw, you can roll a d4 and add the number rolled. So you get a 24-hour long bless, pretty much, but just for saving throws. But you can only benefit from this once during your lifetime.
So not a whole lot of protection for our needs.
No, there are other things.
Can a book be baptized?
Certainly try.
Just
Right, like don't mind any of this.
You can try to bless the book and see if that does anything. Granted, you have understood that your patron, or where you get your powers, although might be similar in some ways, is not the same as this creature.
Right.
They might be similar in some ways, but they appear to be at odds.
Yes. Also, after speaking with the priestess yesterday, she said there might be artifacts that generated genuine light of Palor.
Yes, she did.
Normally
Would you like to
something
check
that your
daylight
acolytes
orbs. Yeah.
carry, but she thought we might perhaps be able to take one with us in case we run into similar situations.
Yes, you could look into purchasing one of those from one of the acolytes.
Yeah.
Whoops.
All right.
Um,
How much do we think that? I mean, we should ask for sure.
What?
We'll just ask. I guess we should ask if you're asking about getting baptized or your book baptized.
What?
For the.
Wait till tomorrow because that's kind of what I wanted to augury for.
Oh, okay.
So that's my patron. I thought it's a good idea.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Maybe maybe.
Right. Yeah, those kinds of entities always seem to bicker with each other. Yeah.
Want permission first.
Right.
You grab one of the acolytes. They entreat you to the attention of someone else who appears to. They take you to an area where those things are stored, and somebody who appears to be organizing supplies. And yes, can I help you? You had some interest in Palor's light in magical and technological form.
He's looking for orbs.
We came across quite a dark-aligned creature on our travels through the tunnels.
I understand, and you're looking for light to protect you from the darkness.
Yes, if we are able to procure it.
Most of these are used as the donations and the alms that are given to us.
Of course.
Purchased from the artificeries and in order for just service of acolytes. But of course, we'd be willing to sell them for a modest amount of gold in order to consider to restock our supply, but still allow Palor's light to be shed among others.
To be spread throughout the world.
Of course, please understand these are still highly technological devices, and they're very magical, so they are quite expensive. Are you still interested?
Yes.
Okay, well, I suggest a donation for a drift globe, as we were called in Rust, is 700 gold.
Maybe some other time. No.
They follow you around, and they emit light at all times.
Do you have a way of...
They once per day, you can make them shed daylight for it's 1 hour.
Okay. I mean, we have the means to create our own light. I guess more I was looking for something that genuine daylight.
Yes, of course, yes. They are able to shed genuine daylight.
Do you have anything that can just transmute already existing light into
There's that,
daylight
but I don't think that's
that
for
we can
sale.
take with us.
Mm,
I mean, I don't need the drift globe itself. I just need genuine light of Palor.
if you're looking to become an acolyte and search for the light within yourself, and look for the genuine light of Palor that is within us all, of course we can help you on that journey, because it does reside in every soul, small or large or smaller.
So the transmutation of the light more comes from the acolyte themselves.
Not necessarily. The acolyte is involved in the creation of these drift globes. A prayer is set into motion during its creation and then enhanced by arcane means.
I see.
So it's like an auto prayer, as it were.
What if we already had the light? Could you do the transmutation for us?
Oh, I am not an artificer.
Okay.
I can pray for you.
Could someone at the temple do the transmutation?
Nobody here, I believe, is trained in artificery. But do you yourself look like you might?
Yes, that's what I mean. Like the light itself isn't the issue.
Oh,
It's
you're
the-
looking for someone to instill the prayer within an item that you would
Yes.
create. Of course.
I mean, arcane light versus true daylight, it's a different thing. Yes.
yes, very much so.
And so that's more what we could use your help with. Is that
Of course, if you come during office hours, I'm more than happy to help with you prayers. If you specific things.
Cole? You still have your
I'd be more than-
continual flame.
Yeah, I saw the lantern.
I would be more than happy to allow you use of a drift globe in order to study if you want to
Oh, yeah.
create your own.
We could do that.
Far be it from me to allow Palor's grace to spread by any means necessary. I will warn you, the material components required to create such an item are valuable and expensive in their own right. So although it looks like you're looking to save some money, which I understand, of course, as is the prudent soul, this still would going to cost you quite a bit of materials. Specifically, a platinum core is required in order to facilitate the catalyst of the conversion from divination magic being able to work along parallel side with arcane magic. It also requires quite a bit of gold lining for the wiring, some metal casing for the outer hub, and if you want to make it durable, it's important to have certain amounts of steel and other methods. Those that create usually have access to a spell that allows things to float. Any of you would have access to something like that is required. So basically, throughout the conversation, he's telling you, hey, you need like decent amount of gold, decent amount of platinum, decent amount of steel, access to the levitation spell, access to the daylight spell in order to make one of your own.
Okay.
But he's more than happy to allow you the study of one under his purview within the
See how it all
temple
is
to like study the
put together.
schematics and how it works.
Right.
Okay.
It's because like there are people like, hey, if you want to spread
Palor's
daylight and
light.
palette,
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to help you make your own. Yeah.
I mean, maybe we don't need it to be able to drift on its own, you know? Maybe like
Yes, I mean,
So-
he's telling us what we need to make a drift globe.
right.
Yes, of
Exactly.
course. Although that is my
Understand?
what I understand it as.
Yep.
If you're looking, no, I wouldn't say expertise of an area, but I would say just my knowledge.
I'm just wondering if I could take your solution.
Oh yes, feel free to modify it the way you wish. Of course, I have no patent pending on such things. Does our Lord the Sun
As long as it
patent
creates
pending the
daylight.
rays that will grow our
No,
crops and that feed our bellies and our children? Of course not. How ridiculous it would be to monetize rainwater.
If we have some spare time, I'll definitely be back.
Of course. Well, we are always here, especially during the daylight hours. And of course, I am at your service should you wish to spread the light. Also, do be sure to visit our sister temple, Raven Queen, well, we work in conjunction.
We visited them yesterday before the festival.
Make it a point to mention, be like, hey, don't forget the darkness of the light, you know. Got to have a cycle with you,
Right.
gang.
Full cycle.
Very important.
Little cross
Yeah, we're working on a cross-political initiative, right? To try to foster some more cross-populace between the programs. Everyone's like, oh, dark and gloomy, it's so emo. I'm just like, no, not really. It's necessary. In order for the light to shine, there must be shade.
We have an appointment to keep, but thank you for your time.
Of course. I'll always be here. If I'm not here, I am asleep.
Makes sense.
It's generally how people live their lives.
That sounds very strange of you.
Start walking away.
Good day. May the light guide your way.
So maybe not. What do you think? Like,
They're
seems
expensive.
very-
They're expensive. I looked them up and I was like, oh, that's really how much they cost.
Yeah.
right. I mean, if it's, yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I don't think any of you guys have daylight yet.
no. Argent casts it for me every few days. So like, but at the same time, I that's a
Technically,
lot of
you don't
money.
need their help then. You could do it on your own.
Right.
You might want to take a look at one of the drift.
Yeah, that's right. And I was thinking like we could take his lantern that already has the continual flame in it, and I could add platinum core and some gold wire and the daylight spell, and we
Right.
could figure out how to turn it into a
It's possible. You are an
daylight
artificer.
lantern.
You'd be the one out of everyone else in order to be able to do it.
Doesn't really need to be able to levitate, or
No.
the inside.
That's what I mean. Like, all I need from the drift globe is the piece that makes it true daylight for a certain amount of time. So if I can figure out how to take that piece and put it into your lantern, we
It's,
could have
it's the platinum core is key to that.
Right.
Platinum core being the catalyst,
we
the
have
conduit for that divine energy is what's important.
we have 92 platinum, so we can melt that down into a ball
Right.
pretty
Um,
easily.
I would say, well, you're gonna have to take a look at
Yeah.
plat.
Right. I have to take a look at it and see if I can take that piece out of it.
Yeah. If it's only, I mean, it would it be more for than just making me not feel so claustrophobic down there? It would be
You
forever.
probably see a little
Part of it.
Okay.
I mean, if a device is taking the burden of doing this instead of Argus, that helps us.
Yeah.
But also, I believe it would be a good defense against,
stuff.
that thing.
Yeah. Okay. Only as long as the whole group's benefiting from it. I don't want to be a burden necessarily. And it's for that much money. Like we could buy so much.
Yes.
So I just want to be mindful of that.
We haven't seen the last of the creature.
It's still here, so yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, just let it out. That didn't go so well last time.
Don't do that.
Please don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let it out in the middle of the temple, dog. Like, go have fun.
No.
Yeah, no. Oof. Yeah, that was hard not to just lie to the priestess. Oh yeah, we'll leave it alone.
That's why I just kept laughing and didn't say anything.
Or just kept smirking and turning away. That's all I could do.
We just won't tell them that it's in the temple, technically. Not really.
Right, it gets a little wonky with.
They don't need to know that.
No.
Well, I have to meet my brother at the bar, so
Yes.
It's drinking time now? Oh, wait, I gotta teach you a spell.
Yeah, I would like to go home too and get some cool new ideas
Okay.
down on paper as
Yeah.
well. I know we need to get more paper tomorrow. We need to get more paper at some point.
It's like early afternoon
yeah.
no.
Do
You
you
want to stop by the bookstore?
because you
Well,
guys
in fact, we
you
wanted
guys
to
woke
stop
up
by-
hella early, so
Yeah. You want to come look for blueprints with us?
Yeah.
Okay. We tried at the last place, but they didn't have anything.
They just had a.
You're not very likely to find people giving away the blueprints.
Well, he was willing to sell us the blueprints he had, but I don't think he wanted blueprints to his stall.
Yeah, it was
Yes. So
really beneath you.
the good stuff is already owned by one of the families, one of the clans. You're not very likely to find
They keep
for sale things.
They play that stuff pretty close to the chest for a good reason.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, we got lucky with the one we found at Paige's place outside of this. So
Yeah,
Knowing
very
that,
true.
And that was
maybe
to
we can
erect
find
a
you
meter.
another erection.
Well, there's lots of reasons. But you know.
Okay. So is everybody headed to the bookstore then?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody heads over to the bookstore. Taylor, are you following? You tailing them?
That
Yeah.
scary thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
23.
Unseen, unheard, untasted.
You want to borrow
So-
my dice?
Yeah, which dice are you?
Cody, you need to start using
20?
purple dye.
Yeah, purple dye,
in the
purple-
future.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You and your companions.
Ghosts.
I am the knight.
It's like mid-afternoon, and you're like completely unseen. Please and thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, you follow them toward. You guys head. You ask around for directions to the frayed folio, and you find yourself in the tiers, in one of the lower tiers. This is you come upon a unassuming stone building in the first tier, flanked by more affluent-looking establishments and other buildings. This looks to be kind of a humble abode, which is odd to be. It looks a little out of place here in the tiers, but it has a sign that's hanging from one chain, as it appears the other chain has not been kept up, and it's kind of like swinging a little bit. It just says the frayed folio. It's like that one house on the street that the homeowners association has a problem with because the people don't mow their lawn.
Kind of like it's kind of like Paige's house, but not like Paige's house.
Yeah. Because Paige's house kind of fits the aesthetic of the area.
Yeah.
This one is a little out of place, which is a little odd. You'd think they'd like, if they had enough money to afford you, they would still be there. They would keep it up a little bit better. But anyway,
Books
you
aren't
guys-
cheap though.
No, it's not cheap. It's not. It's good. Really good construction. It's a good place. It's not a cheap place. It just looks like it hasn't been maintained.
Well, and I said books aren't cheap, is what I said.
Oh yeah. Right. Books are not cheap. Books are definitely not cheap. Paper and ink is expensive. Cool. As you well know, you enter the frayed folio, and you immediately smell the odor of vellum and vanilla, which is like the smell of decaying old paper and glue and. Just really, and you just see stacks and stacks of actually decently organized. Every once in a while, you'll see a couple things that are like a couple pages that are sticking out from the and books that are like don't quite fit in the shelf because the book's too tall and the shelf's too short, and they didn't really, but they wanted to keep it organized, so they're just like shit, fuck it, and they just put it in sideways. But other than that, it's actually pretty organized. You hear a ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling as the door on the door rings. And you hear, "Oh, there, right with you. Just hold on just a moment. Welcome to the frayed folio. Make yourself comfortable." You see there are a couple like red velvet seats around near, there's a couple rows of reading tables in this like decently small but spacious enough establishment. You do walk over to the chairs and you see that they are covered in a couple layers of dust. Like nobody has sat here for a while. If any of you sit down, you dust, make yourself comfortable. You see coming out with an armful of books with several different bookmarks in them. Coming around the corner, a very elderly dwarven man with a long white and gray and like highlight of like shock of red and yellow here once a dwarven man, very, very elderly, makes his way to the counter, steps up has a little bit of a hobble in his gait, walks up behind a counter, starts putting some of the books on like one of the like an old like trolley, book trolley, and then steps up couple more steps before you can see his face over the counter. And he's like, "Hello, welcome to the trade folio. Praise your husband. I do and be up just there this fine day."
Husband?
Horatio Hesben.
Husband. Okay.
Hesben. He has a cane that he kind of hobbles on that he sets on the counter when he's not using it. But you can easily hear these conversations. There are small windows, Taylor, along the sides that you guys can post up on and just lean up against the wall if you'd like to eavesdrop. Easily. The walls here are actually quite thin. Although it is nice construction, it is half wood and half stone, so you can hear rather well, especially with your perception. So, what can I do for you?
We actually have a couple of topics that if you have any material on, we would be interested in. My
Oh, wonderful.
bearded friend here is interested in the greater primordial.
Oh, well, what deals that? Might have something around that. Hey, you specialize in rarities and genealogies, so might be able to find for. Sips of tea. Right. Primordial. Let's see here. And it takes out what looks like a ledger. Pulls out from chains that are around his neck these like bifracted spectacles. Just take a look here. Primordial. Oh, there's one. Stichia, that might be something I'm interested in. Sooth, that might be interesting for you. There we go. Take numbers again. Don't. Oh, where is it? On the noodles. I have one about stories of people getting lost and storm chasers in Makadi's breath. One about wave, the voyages of the wave car. Vestitia's landing, or what was the name of that island? Vestitia's. DJ's looking up. Vestitia's also. Yes. That's thank you, voice in my head. And then I have one about the blood of Kosu. It actually has some. It might be in the wrong session. It's showed in non-fiction.
Yeah, the one about Kossuth might be interesting. Especially even if it's a
Write
non-fiction.
down the Dewey Decimal. Anything else?
Do you have any books about elven nobility, especially from around the Sasso area?
You're in the right place, actually, for that type of thing. I specialize in books of genealogy. Well, then maybe not so much, but I'll see what I have. Pulls out another ledger. Oh, great heavens. Opens it. Just down. Glasses. That's not just very small. Yeah. Okay. Here we are. I have a shelf on. A shelf on the Lithuanian Confederacy. Is that what she says you're looking for?
No, more Sasso area.
Okay. Right. You're talking perhaps old barren land, maybe? Like baronies?
Yes, yes.
Of course. So I'm looking
I
for more
believe the
contemporary.
name begins with a T. Trell something or other.
Buttress, Boostrin, Lapalapadabras. Elias.
I believe that's it. Yes, that it is.
Yes, I have one here about the genealogy of the barony of South. Oh, goes back a few hundred years, maybe. It's a little scant, but okay. Anything else? You're looking to purchase or just perused?
Maybe both.
A little bit of both.
Wonderful.
Do you have a piece of paper I can borrow?
Of course. Please help yourself to the writing station across the way.
I'll do like I did before, and I'll just mimic the script in my book. Do you have any books with script like this? And I'll hand him the paper.
Do you want to take a peek at the script?
Yes.
Please roll a perception check.
It's paper. Come on. Ah, dang it. Uh, 13.
13. Difficult to make out from this distance and through this warped glass of this window. It doesn't seem clear that you can recognize whatever this script is. It's not of a language you recognize, but unfortunately, through this distance and through this obfuscation, you're unable. You wouldn't be able to recreate it. You'd have to get a better look at it.
Interesting. Can't say I've seen that before, but if you'd like to peruse a section of old and dead languages, some of the primordial languages are within there, some Sylvan, some old dialects of Infernal.
Are you familiar with maybe any children's rhymes or maybe chants that include the line, "The mongrel fled"?
Do you know perhaps the meter? That's how I organize my rhymes.
It's a one line. I've only seen it written. I
You
haven't,
know how
I haven't
many
heard
lines
it.
in a stanza?
I've only seen the one. The mongrel fled it's all I've been able to find.
It's like trying to triangulate the position with only one location. It's near impossible. I understand. It's okay. I'm sorry. Nothing that pops to mind, but feel free to look through the. I'll give you a book of some of the ancient and dead languages, the dying languages.
Maybe still
of them may-
iambic pentameter, you know? Iambic pentameter.
I'm actually
Yep.
getting a new addition to that section.
Give us an example real quick.
Elven languages becoming an endangered language. Drastic downswing in population. Jill, is there anything else?
I'm a traveling tinker, just starting my journey.
Of course.
Anything that perhaps Godamir or Feldspark haven't snatched up from you?
Oh, you're looking for non-copyrighted blueprints.
Yes.
You aren't the first clever boy to try to come in here and snag something. I'll see what I can dig up. No promises.
Not expecting much, just have to ask.
Anything else?
Do you have anything, or you could just point me in the direction of the Astral Sea, or like, you know, just other places, like outside of
Planar
the...
travel, I
Yes.
do have expeditions. I think it was can't for the life of me remember his name, but it was one of the old bards of the old time before the Bardic College was a thing that catalogued his exploits across the realms. I believe he spent time on a spelljammer ship. It's received. Quite a thing that is. Big old Nautilus show. Amazing.
Can you point me in the direction of that
course,
section?
I'll add that to the list.
Thank you.
This might take a few minutes or more for me to collect this for you. Can I get you any other materials or rating?
Yeah. Books on like ritualistic spells.
Racking up quite the list here. Let's see. Ritualistic spells. That's might be a little too. I myself aren't fairly studied in the arcane or the divine arts, but might be able to find some old spell scrolls somewhere in the back if you're looking for just spells.
I mean,
kind of things.
I think that could be helpful.
Unfortunately, specific studies on certain schools of magic, not really my purview.
I can help with that.
Wonderful.
So if you just bring the scrolls out, we can take a
Great,
look at them.
great. Excuse me for a moment, as I go. I might be just a few minutes. Let's collect these books for you. Please take advantage of the fire and the seats. I believe there's still some pickles in the jar there, if you'd like some. Don't remember when I jarred them though, so it's a bit of a gamble.
Fine, it's pickles, you know.
That's what I always say, is pickle. You can pickle that.
While he's doing that, I'm going to start casting comprehend languages.
You got it. Great, so I'm gonna go do that.
Okay.
I did work through lunch. I'm gonna try one of the pickles.
Oh no.
Do you have to roll a con save?
What are you trying?
One of the pickles.
Okay.
I worked through lunch, so I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, but you
All
got a
good.
good berry.
Just out of curiosity, I've eaten worse.
I'll see you doing it. I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Hey,
Oh,
softball.
that's a good idea. Okay. And I'll
Have
do
you
it
ever
too.
seen-
They're just coming to me now.
I know.
Weird.
I know.
Have you ever seen an actual bestiary?
That's happening.
Like a book of creatures?
No?
One of these times when we're in a place like this, you should ask for one.
Maybe.
Might give you some different ideas of things to turn into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Lots of different creatures from all over the world.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you've ever turned into?
Probably a bear. They're pretty big. No, I turned into that really big elk once. That didn't really help us that much.
We kind
No,
of got stuck behind the ass.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
but it was cool in the right
that was-
area. That would be
Well,
awesome.
You
Yeah.
guys got stuck behind him. I was able to.
That was what I
Because you're, you know,
turned into.
The term is svelte. Thank you very much.
the term is twink.
I was about to
When we use descriptors and stories, we use the term svelte.
When I use the term to your face, it's twink.
I think we're all pretty svelte, except for Argus.
Well, that big
But that-
bastard,
but that's
that big
because,
ugly
yeah.
bastard over
Well,
there.
I'm tall, but I mean, you see me try and lift shit. It doesn't work
I'm
out too well.
strong, but I also am malnourished.
You know, we should really get you some protein bars. You know, like
Interesting. Help me bulk up.
if you want. I mean, you know, although you're not malnourished.
Yeah.
I hear milk's good for that.
Milk? Like bones and stuff?
I mean, the berries will keep you full,
was-
but I don't think they put too much weight
Dig
on you.
back at you.
No.
From the bar.
That was messed up. Whatever.
I know.
Guys, and then Sokka just kind of sits by herself and eats another pickle.
So, don't worry. When he goes to bed tonight, we'll give him a bath.
It's been a while since it's been bad.
You don't know how many times I've prestidigitated you in your sleep, though.
I mean, when he was unconscious, you were using that to keep him clean, so.
Yeah.
Which I probably was too.
Was gross.
You're probably more hygienic now than you've ever been in your life.
Yeah.
You just don't know why.
It's not like those underground smell.
I'm with you though. I could go with less of the darkness and more daylight.
Yeah, I mean it's nice. I'm planning to do some like studying by the afternoon light, maybe the moonlight later. You know, that's my plan anyway. And just take advantage of not being completely underground. You know.
Oh, look, I have to ask because you want to learn that one thing from me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a song. How much do you actually know about music?
Not that one song.
Yeah. There's a few jigs. I know.
I'm gonna draw out like a little music stanza for a second, just write a couple of notes down and go, can you read this?
Circle, pointy circle, flag, circle.
Line.
Yeah, that's
Squiggly.
Top hat.
Upside down hat. Okay, Log, this could be a little while.
You could sing it for him.
Hmm.
Maybe he
But I
could
still,
mimic it.
oh no, that's what I'm planning on doing, but I still gotta teach him a
I
little.
mean, you can do like the tablature instead of actual notes. You know.
It's Cole just cringing at the thought of tablature.
I used to play bass. Like I.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna remind you guys again that I have no musical knowledge whatsoever.
Log used to play bass. It's canon.
I can totally see that. I can totally see that. Log making like
Thick bass
like
line.
Yeah.
a bathtub. What is it called?
Yeah, bathtub bass. Yeah.
No, it's called a
Right? Washtub bass.
Washtub
Yeah.
bass. Yeah. Washtub bass. There's that one string.
Piece of sinew.
I was gonna say it's just like the tendon.
It's
a
gut.
string.
It's gut. You just have it.
Yeah. Actually, I imagine like probably knowing Log, it's probably some gut from somebody that he actually killed.
There's still a hand up.
through it.
You turn the teeth and it tunes the string. That's fantastic. So you guys relax, have some pickles. The pickles, no need to roll Constitution saving throw. The pickles are fine. They're actually pretty good. Seasoned with mustard seeds, dill, a little bit of salt and vinegar.
Then Soft has eaten like 6 of them.
These are like it's a big jar of pickles. We're talking about like it's foot tall jar of pickles,
Yeah.
and it's
I
about
mean,
like
more
6
than
inches
6
wide.
of
It's a very large jar of pickles, and he just has it there for guests and everything. He's a very sweet old man. He's very polite. He's very happy to have guests in his place. He's happy to have his books. He wants to keep things organized, and he was probably like either born into money and decided he wanted to retire and just have a bookstore, and he's living his best life. You know, he's in his twilight years, and he's okay. It does take him about like 20-30 minutes. He's slow, he's old, and and you give him a long list to come back with. The first thing he comes back with, he comes back with a trolley. Squeaky, 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 as it comes down the aisle, and it gets caught on like a fold in the rug, and he's like, "Oh, I love it." They fold, and he gets down on all fours, and he goes, puts the crease out. There. And he gets himself back up. Oh. Do it. Gets back behind the trolley again. Squeaky, 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 squeaky. Y'all just watch.
Soft like got up to help him, but then by the time she like walked over to him, he was like already moving. And she was like, oh.
He comes back and like, well, I believe I was able to find most of what you requested. First, but not least, the least heavy items. I would like to find these. And he pulled out 3 spell scrolls. Not really sure how long they've been in here, but most likely
leftovers from an estate sale that just kind of defaulted to me after nobody claimed it. But I'm happy to offer them to you. Can't say that I really know how much they would cost, so whatever price you might seem is fair if you're interested. Otherwise, just put them back. Would you like to examine them?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm going to tell you a couple things.
Do you want me to, while you're gone, Log and I casted Comprehend Languages?
You got it.
Virtually?
So that lasts for an hour or 10 minutes?
An hour.
An hour. You got it.
Do you need me to cast Identify for each of these scrolls in order to understand what they are, or no?
You could attempt to make an Arcana check to discern that information, but an Identify would 100% sure tell you what it is.
I'll first just try to see if I know, and then if I need to.
I'll help you out.
Come on, Karashani, you can.
You
know all these
100% Cloud. One of the members here is interested in spell scrolls, which gives you an insight as to what their inclinations are as far as magic is concerned. You see spell scrolls, and you're like, or you're not, but you get it. Now you're able to starting to discern.
Okay.
Do you have water? Is that why
Yeah.
you're whining?
No, she just wants attention and love.
You're upset because Hallie left. Okay.
Right.
Could you please stop? Could you please roll a stop? Could you please roll a d10 for me?
Okay.
Any actual Arcana checks I can help you with.
Okay.
So,
I'll
This is
roll at
to determine
advantage
what you want.
then.
right. Yeah.
9.
I threw inspiration her way already, too. So.
Can you roll it 2 more times, please?
It was a 9 again.
Okay.
Do I need to re-roll that
Yes,
one?
re-roll that one.
Okay.
Sorry.
4 and 10.
4 and
4, 9, 10.
re-roll the 10, please.
3.
Okay.
3, 4, 9.
3, 4, 9. You got it. You breathe so loud.
Just so excited.
Would you please roll a d100 for me, please?
Silver ball. Don't know if it's
That's way too.
Yeah.
Okay, that thing is heavy.
Metal that thing.
yeah,
That's
20.
question in the making.
Out of 100, you only get 20.
I know. I know.
Okay.
Sometimes that's good.
That's true. This depends on the situation.
Depends on what he's having its roll for.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably good.
No, it's not.
I
That's
mean,
unfortunate.
out
That's okay.
No,
It's not.
Yeah.
Can you please roll the D100 once again?
Anybody else want to do this, or
Roll
do
100.
it? Do it. Do it. Do it.
Roll 100.
Yeah.
Roll.
Oof.
88.
88.
This was a lot of rolling.
They're spells for you, primarily. So
Yeah.
there's a ritual I can just.
Just throwing it out there.
Okay, and
Scrolls
once
for
more,
everyone.
please.
Ooh.
One more.
That's 66.
60. No, 68.
Oh, 68?
Yeah.
60.
Yeah. 68.
So close.
Um,
Spence is killing me.
So many wheels spinning.
He knows how to
So many
do that.
numbers.
Yeah.
That was a lot of rolls you just had.
Right. I was like,
What?
I think he was just telling me to roll things.
Yeah, he's just like,
For fun.
Buying time.
Yeah. Exactly.
he's like
Think
now
of
rolling
three
these
spells.
spells.
Right.
I don't know if these are yet. Just roll until I figure it out.
Right.
Visions of my mind are an enigma.
Do I need?
Do you? Can I see your spell book Can I see your level 3 spells? Just what spells you know. Can you just read them off to me real quick?
Sure.
Just your level 3 spells, please.
Sure. So I have slow.
Okay.
Sorry, that was in a weird spot. Pulse wave, counter spell. I have the scroll for animate dead. I have the scroll for haste. And then I also have those are the third levels.
Okay, please flip the coin.
Yep. Totally making things
I'm
up.
not making this up. I have the system.
Do I have
10, the 100, and a coin flip.
You guys don't know how I have things organized.
Just
Right.
do even
That's
cost.
well, yeah.
I'm just
I mean, we do
It
have
is
one of
organized.
those, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Like I said,
There we go.
things
All
like
right.
my mind. By will alone, I set my mind to motion.
That's 1 instead of a 20.
Okay.
Fuck.
You got it. Okay.
Critical fail.
Right. I'm like,
Cheers.
There are 3 scrolls here.
okay.
One is very old. Very, very old. And looks extremely fragile. The other 2 are not like that one scroll is like ancient. Like,
Okay.
ancient. Like it should be in a museum.
All right.
It should be in a museum. Sorry, everybody.
No, that's
Don't be sorry.
Don't be
That was
fantastic. Great. The other 2 aren't as ancient. They're still old, but they're not as ancient.
Okay.
Which one of these scrolls would you like to try to identify or to discern what it is first?
We just lay the one that's very ancient on the table. How long is it? Do I have to flip the pages at all, or is it
No,
just?
it is a single scroll,
Okay.
but the table is like one of those old German like
Yeah.
Brauhaus tables. It goes the length of the long wise.
Sorry.
It's that long, and it is written with your comprehend languages. You can understand what it is. It is written in pure ancient Draconic.
Wow. Okay.
Like and you can see the way it was inscribed upon this scroll. There's indentations. It looks almost as if, well, actually roll an investigation check for this real quick.
16.
16. It looks as though someone made a pen out of like a monster claw and inscribed it upon it like this. But the pages don't look like they're inscribed with ink. It looks like they've been seared onto the page themselves.
Hmm.
This is a very old, and as you're looking at ungodly powerful scroll. You may roll an Arcana check to try to discern what this is.
Okay. 22.
22. This is a spell that rivals the gods themselves. The fact that it is in this guy's possession, he has no idea. You may roll an Arcana check as well, as you see this through the window.
I don't exactly know what that means.
So,
It's one of your
here's a-
skills.
It's one of your skills.
Skill set.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I've been making you roll stealth.
Oh, so yeah, so okay.
Arcana's your top skill.
Okay.
Third from the top.
Where the heck is my character sheet? 26.
26. You know what it is. Immediately. This is a spell that has been lost to time. That through your art, you know as a mythical spell that was lost to the ancient art that you study. And the fact that this person has found it could reap untold power. And you know what it is before she does.
Can I?
But then you also notice the realization on her face. This is the spell Blade of Disaster. It is a 9th level spell.
Jesus.
And it summons, like, it pretty much summons like a spiritual weapon, but like an arcane spiritual weapon that's absurdly powerful. And then it just does stuff on your bonus
Yeah.
action. It's
No, we were
insane.
talking about this the other day.
It's
in
an
real life.
insanely
It
powerful
was-
spell. This has roots in some of the art that you've been trained in. is a spell that has been legend. This is like legendary. Has been lost to time. The fact that he has it here, it's covered in dust, probably picked up from an estate sale from somebody that left. Who knows? Is the boon here is amazing.
So I do know what that is then.
You understand that it is a 9th level, like it is a spell of Circle of Incantation that is far beyond your actual understanding. I'm telling you as a player that this is the spell Blade of Disaster.
Okay.
You know that this involves summoning a blade of ungodly power from another realm to wreak disaster on your enemies. And that's pretty much all you know.
Okay.
You understand that this is, you could only dream of becoming adept enough to be able to
Wield it.
even cast this spell. This is the kind of a artifact that wars are fought on.
Okay.
It's like, oh, I've had that since as long as I can remember. And I know it's very old and fragile, so whatever you think is fair is.
2 silver.
Okay. What, all right. I try to be as, like, nonchalant about it as I
Would you like to then just nonchalantly move over to the other 2 scrolls and see what they do?
Yeah, just,
Okay,
you know.
you guys can both roll
yeah.
Arcana checks.
Okay.
For this next one.
And I'll still do it at advantage because you're still helping me, and I still have
Bardic.
Bardic. If 26.
Only
26.
Well, are we doing each scroll individually or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Individually.
Okay.
26.
20.
Okay.
You understand it. Both of you understand around the same time. If not, you just, this is a scroll of Fabricate. It allows you to pretty much change materials into whatever form you want it to be changed into.
Which I do have that already.
You do have that spell?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It's a 4th level.
My mistake. Did you choose that one? Oh, I gave you that scroll.
Yeah.
I understand. My apologies.
No,
so
it's okay.
we will change that because it was my understanding that was not.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a scroll of Polymorph. It allows you to change entities into whatever you want. Granted, the addendum here, like the margin lines, the information that is here that you're able to read because of your comprehend language is like far easier. It doesn't have a lot of like notes as to the creatures that you can transform into. So you are at the moment limited to anything you've seen in person with your own eyes.
Okay.
I'll just
Which
turn into
is-
a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, you can't turn into a T-Rex just quite yet.
Yeah.
And of course, you have to cast it at higher levels.
I feel the same way.
Hey, stop!
What do you want?
Oh my god!
Wants to turn into a T-Rex?
I know. Oh, I'm so excited. You want to go outside?
Maybe she's hungry.
You hungry? Yeah. All right. Come on.
Stop. I know you're bored. Just a little bit longer, it'll be okay.
I'm waiting for my books to show up.
He's like, he's just as a human whining.
That's Tommy Lister Jr.
Yeah, whining. Great. Well, we'll do it while she's not here. It's okay. Go ahead and you roll an Arcana check as I roll the next one.
Another 20.
Another 20. This is a scroll of Fireball. And everybody's like very, very stereotypical wizard spell. You know,
And hardness spell.
and,
Well, unless you're our group when it's our cleric.
you know what
spell.
Fireball is anyway. And I assume. Go ahead, just roll it for an adder thing. Oh, wait, here you are.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, I'll let her.
Yeah. Yeah, you start whining like the Kendron dog you are.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So I need you to roll it again because of the last scroll.
Yep. Uh, 27.
27. This is a scroll of Fireball.
Always
You have a
good
scroll
to
of
have.
Fireball, a scroll of Blade of Disaster, and a scroll of Polymorph. Like, the doors are newer, so I'm we don't mind. I'd appreciate if I could get a little bit more compensation for them, but I'm sure you know far better than I do. Whatever you think is fair, be happy to put the funds towards maybe getting a new shelf.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm actually could use a new mattress if I'm being honest. Been rotating that thing for about 50 years, and it's getting a little creaky in the center, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The desk itself is going to be like 50 pounds.
Oh, that's a good point. It looks like I'm gonna probably have to hire somebody to bring it in too. My back isn't what it used to be. So, you let me know how much those cost. I have a book here about Kossuth.
Okay.
What did I say it was about?
Fires, of course.
The fires of Kossuth. And, yes.
Or the blood of Kosu.
The blood. Yes, the blood. Yeah. Lots of mentions of terminologies and taxonomies of what we now call blood of the mountain. And lava and that kind of thing. There's a theory in here that pretty much says it was once Kossuth's lifeblood and was stolen from him by the other gods and pantheons and yada yada yada. Fringe science, of course. Fringe evangelists. The other was a book. Ancient Dead Languages. Lots of Sylvan, old Sylvan in here. Some very old Abyssal and Primordial and Infernal. Not sure if you'll find what you're looking for, but good luck. Blueprints. So I was able to find this one. This was I can't pronounce it. Some sort of Sylvan contraption used during the war to was thankfully thwarted by the sentries that we have. It was said that this was used by the ancient Elven forces in order to get their siege weapons to attack the sentinels that's along the ridgeline. It's called the Trebulka, Trebulbet.
Trebuchet?
Maybe it might fit. Some ancient elven siege weapon. Mostly just for funs and kicks. Probably just it'd be good to make a nice miniature one for the kids if you have any.
Are you selling these materials?
No reason to keep them. Of course, everything's for sale.
How much would you want for that blueprint?
What do you think is fair?
Thank you.
10 gold?
If that's what you think.
How much for the book on Kossuth?
Again, what do you think is fair? He's a very sweet old man that's just happy to have company, you know?
He is much nicer about this than
How much does a bed cost? How much is like the most comfortable bed?
Yeah.
Most comfortable bed? I've been looking at the Kallax King XL 300 for a while, but I don't need the big one. It's just me and my old sofa. My wife passed away about a century ago, so it's just been me for a while. Never really had the desire to find another to keep me warm at night. My books do it just plenty, so... Oh, if I was... but that's the dream. That's a 300 gold mattress. Only those talking people will sleep on those, but you know... No old man.
You still have a couple of books to find, yes?
Yes, no, I got a trolley full. What else was there? I lost my train of thought.
the urban nobility.
Trellis.
This is about the Baronese and the lower portions of what used to be the Great Protector of Hillsford during certain times. There's that. I did a little perusal of it. I was able to find two iterations, mentions of the word Trellius. Used to be barons of the land surrounding Sasso and the Quinta Silva a while ago. There is like a poem or something, I can't really remember about the story about, it was a whole scandal about one of their sons going missing at one point and never being found.
Could you show me where the poem
Oh,
is?
of course, and he shows it to you, and lo and behold, it talks about Tortesi disappearing about a century ago, or actually, I'm sorry, not about a century, about a couple centuries ago. That's not very specific. It's ambiguous as to how many. It just is over a century, so it could be anybody between a century and 1,000 years. Disappearing, and like it being a tale of like some other mentions of the like genealogy of saying like, oh, don't end up like your brother Trellius, or don't end up like your grand cousin Trellius, or whatever, where he was gone and never came back. Everything, you gotta make sure you do your job and your due diligence.
Does that say anything about like any companions he was around at the time or anything like that?
It does not. It does mention, however, he was a rather private individual. This is more for genealogy purposes and everything, and there's a couple like authors' notes of like stories that they've heard of families within it as well. But it's very limited. What else was it you're looking for?
I can't remember if he said that he did know the children rhyme, or if he, I can't remember if he wasn't going to look for a book for that, or if he
No,
was
I
just
wasn't
doing
able
the
to
deadline.
find anything like that, unfortunately. I never heard of the Mongol Fled.
Seems few people have.
Well, did you hear it?
Well, I haven't heard it. I've only read it. The one line
Where did you read it?
on the bottom of a statue.
Oh, where was the statue?
It was a modern piece of art, you know.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Never too much got into that myself. It was traveling modern artist came through lately, and he tried to sell me a banana duct taped to a wall, and I didn't understand it.
You just walk around with a wall.
Yes.
With a banana duck into it.
He had it on a cart. He built the stone wall with wood on one side. He taped the banana to it, and he said, "I'll sell this wall to you." And I was like, "No.
Do you have
Can I just buy the banana, or can I just buy the wall?" Well, understanding well, all those two went together. I said, "Hey,
Rich people.
There were some strange ones at the Bardic College who did things like that. I didn't get it.
oh, you're
either.
from the college there, lad."
Aye.
It's great. It's good to have you. I'm sure that, it's been. I'm sure I've ever had a member of the college in my store before. It's a great honor. Yeah. I wonder if it's great to have you here. Can I interest you in a pickle?
The pickles are delicious.
Oh, thank you. I made them myself. It's really, it's a good hearty meal for me, especially easy to make. Just warm up some vinegar and sugar, and they keep for a long while. Don't always get as much time to cook. Always gotta be organizing the things. So,
Cole's gonna look at Sopko and go, "It's not like the mushroom stew, right?" Okay, then Cole will take a look.
pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like still, however old it might be, it's still there's crunch to it.
Crunch.
Yeah.
I did have one more thing that I would like to ask you about.
Be happy to help if I can.
Do you have any books on Drugen Knockback besides these two? And I pull out the two that I have.
You've come to the right place. I've got a whole shelf on Rugen Knockback. He was quite a prolific adventurer. You can, just to save time here, you can spend hours here learning about Drugen Knockbacks.
Okay.
I'll just give you a couple bullet points as to what, like, the necessary information, or just
There we go,
the more
yeah.
important information as to what, because I don't want to get too bogged
And
down
Cole will totally spend a couple hours
in the
doing that,
weeds.
so.
Basically, Drugen Knockback was a person that was active as an adventurer with or that with a party of individuals during the times of the ancient Elven Empire. He got together with his friends before the war, or the ancient Elven Empire turned into a war. But was also active during the war too. It kind of like his party went over into when that happened. He did have elven or elven kin individuals, whether they be half elven, high elven, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really get too specific in that.
Okay.
For reasons you're not quite certain. Like every single book that you go through is pretty vague on their names. Like names are purposely left out of his companions. and sometimes they are given ones, but that they change from textbook to textbook, which is odd.
Can't I find any good names?
However, there is talk of tensions between the group in more of a sad way. Whereas because the dwarves and the elves were on two different sides of the war, the party felt responsibility to either of their races, but also felt like this isn't our fight. There's no reason why we should be fighting. This shouldn't destroy our friendship and everything. Drugan Knockback was a field medic mostly, and during the war he was drafted to be a field medic. He was with a couple of his other friends, and so much so that even his elven friends or party members that were there helped the dwarves' side of the war during it because they didn't agree about what the elves were doing. There is one record in one of the books of one of the elvish companions at some point exiting the party saying they can no longer deal with this death and destruction. And they had heard of others who had same leanings that were going to flee to the Shalian Cradle to live a different life in solitude and commune with nature. Now, there is also a very sad passage here that speaks of some time after Drugan Knockback retired, but then kind of just faded into obscurity. Nobody really knows where he settled down or did anything, but notes of those who sought him out to get his story found him sad, dissociated. Sometimes would talk about the things that he did that given 10 lifetimes would not be able to forgive himself for doing. And that's one of the big things that you find. He did something that he regrets, who knows, for probably the rest of his life. He's very, very sad. If you want to do me a favor, because you are a creator of stories, and given such the vast collection that you're able to surmise, you can roll an insight to see if you can read between the lines, as it were.
Yeah, 20 plus 6, 26.
Woo!
Wow. Okay. So. Wow.
Yay!
The feeling you're getting here is a trope that you've seen in other stories before. When the hero becomes the anti-hero and betrays their companions and regrets it for the rest of their life. You get the sense that at some point Drugan Knockback betrayed somebody and was never the same afterward. There's also a passage in here that does speak of a cloak that he did wear, an iconic cloak that he did wear, and it matches pretty well up to the one that you're wearing now. Great. Lore dump, guys. Wait, anything else?
So yeah, then I had the dead languages.
Yes, the dead languages.
I still have comprehend languages.
Correct. So you understand all these languages in here. Very old dialects of Sylvan, and like I said before, you don't find anything in here except for a page that doesn't really make sense to you, even with comprehend languages, just because, like, the words are translated, but it's like Arribidadushnu, and it just like just speaks gibberish and gibberish and gibberish and gibberish. But like as you like kind of phase out of your comprehend languages so you can see what the text looks like, it does look kind of familiar. And then you pull out that Spelljammer book, or like the person that went through planar travel, and you're telling the stories of it. There are instances in which this individual, his name changes every chapter to keep his identity safe. where he traveled through the astral sea on a spaceship, but I mean like an actual ship with sails and like a nautiloid ship that through the astral sea. That he said that he encountered creatures that devoured minds and creatures that were beyond comprehension and that would drive you mad just by viewing them, and that the languages that they spoke caused people to scribble and carve text onto the bare like poop deck of the ships and then have their heads explode. And through it was, and he says, through sheer will alone, I was able to, as the Ubermensch, I was able to, stop it, blah, 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 and I was able to survive. And there are documentations of what looks copies of charcoal rubbings within these things, like somebody, it's an interpretation of an interpretation of an interpretation, so there's definitely some loss in there, but you definitely see some similarities in Eldritch text here. And then you take that and you compare it to the Ariba de Dushnu stuff that you were watching. It's the same, or looking at. It's the same language, but it's in a different dialect. Like if it's not exact, it doesn't. Your thing doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're getting that, but somebody else has encountered this far realm language of Eldritch ferocity that does exist and that has a presence within the astral sea itself. And that's what you kind of get. You also learn that there's ships that can sail through the space of the astral sea, and that there are others that do that, and that you have heard of the mind flayers that are in the Underdark. They are present within the astral sea as well. So you learn that good amount of information. Anything else? Taylor, you are... Is there any time which you become bored of all their study and you leave, or are you okay? Yeah.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
I still haven't discovered my first objective.
Yeah. And you see, like, okay, they got a lot of. I see how big that trolley is. I could come back later and they'll still be here. Great. Where do you go?
Well, I've been to the marketplace, the bazaar, and the temples,
And the residential areas.
and residential areas. What else is there?
The tiers.
The tiers.
The tiers and the copper cenote.
What's the copper? Is that that's
It's,
the gold?
it's like the lake in the center that's filled with a bunch of copper wishing coins, and you have been outside.
I'm gonna go to the copper cenote.
Okay, cool. It's like a market district. It's not like the bazaar; it's like the market. But you said you went to the market district, but this is a little.
This is different.
This is a little different.
Okay.
Because you go to the bazaar first. Is what this is more like stall. This is more specialty goods, like big actually establishments, not bazaar like stalls and general goods. Please roll a stealth check for me if you're still intending on staying.
Come on. All right. It is 22.
It's amazing. You got above a 20 almost every time.
Yeah, with my stealth.
Amazing. I've been rolling with for your companions too, and
Yeah.
they were like 17, 18, 19,
Really?
19, 18.
We're very sneaky.
Yes.
Very sneaky.
Okay, roll an investigation check. For me.
And this has been where it's like been going downhill. Come on. Oh, 5 again. I keep getting 5 on investigation rolls. Wait a second, but I gotta add 10.
10.
Very good at being sneaky, not good at investigating.
That happens.
Another hand on the other side. The other sister puts her hand on her shoulder. North by Northwest, sister. And you listen. And you smell. And you overhear a conversation. We have the idol. We have the idol within our possession. I am meant to meet with them tonight. We will make sure that the Stormworm clan is done properly. Not what it takes. I am unsure and uneasy of these people, but whatever help we can get could save. Could save us and make sure that our faction rises. That's a huge clue. And you spot this individual. This looks like a drow individual. Or, sorry, looks. From what you're getting, you're sensing sort of a drow individual. This could very well be one of your primary objectives.
Mm-hmm.
Do you tell them?
Yes.
Good, we'll have your stealth check carry over.
Okay.
At one point, you do find where they are stationed.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to leave it at that
Okay.
for now. Do some rolls later. Cool. Great. You guys do a ton of studying. It is about sunset now. You realize that you didn't realize how long you spent here. You're like, I'm so glad you had such a good time reading and studying in the place. It was great to have a company and the sound of other heartbeats and interested laughter every once in a while when you read a funny passage. Warms me on the inside. It's been a while. Are you interested in purchasing any of these items?
I think the scrolls and the blueprint for sure we would like.
Hey?
The dead languages and we'll see.
If you'd like, I can just, whatever I put on the trolley, you're more than welcome to have. I'd be more than happy to sell it to you.
The only thing that I think I would like is to grab one of the Durgan books.
Of course. Yeah, you can grab one of the books. I'll say that as I have my notes a little bit more organized later, if you want to try to read between the lines a little bit more, given the wealth of information that you gained, you might be able to glean some other information, but it's going to be minimal, but it still might be something. Depends on how you roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
All right, well, what do you think is a fair price for all these two?
I was thinking we get you halfway to your bed. 150 gold?
Oh, that's quite generous of you.
I mean, an old man like you should have something comfortable to rest on.
That's very kind of you, there's to say. I wish more were like you. But one,
It's been letting us stay. It's been amazing today.
so glad you're able to enjoy the company of the text as much as I do. Be more than happy to give you the lot for 150 gold. It's a distinct pleasure. Never thought I'd actually get the XXL, but could help me back problems. Is there anything else I can get for you? I'd be more than... Oh, hold on. And he takes a good 5 minutes to go in the back because of how slow he moves. And comes back with a big old jar of pickles. On me.
Wonderful.
Of course, you've been such a great company and good customers. I'd be happy to give you a jar of pickles. Oh, I said my name, right?
Yeah, Horatio Esmond.
You can call me Hori.
Hori?
Well, actually, on second thought, maybe don't call me that. I might be a little suggestive. I'm not up to date on the lingo.
It is slightly suggestive.
Right, yeah, you would know. Oh, that's not what I meant. I just
But
meant
it's
because
true.
you do words and stuff. Oh, don't know when to shut your mouth.
Neither do I. It's all good.
You can always call me Mr. Hesbin. What age is?
It's their age.
Mr. H? That's like that.
I can always call you Tio.
There's nothing else I can help you with. I do hope you have a great day. It's getting to be about closing time.
Yep. We've got to be going. Thank you for putting up with us.
Oh, it's a distinct pleasure. Do come back now. I'd love to see you again. If you have any rare finds and books that you'd like to sell, I'd be more than happy to purchase them from you. Good luck with your endeavors. I hope your studies go well. I hope the Gallivant doctoral thesis goes well.
You have the time. I just don't know if it's going to right now.
I'm sure you'll get there eventually.
Cole's gonna mutter very quietly underneath his breath. It depends on what.
All right. Well, so long.
Well, thank you so much for your help today.
So, where you
Doctor
guys
takes
headed?
the last pickle of the open jar and just is noshing on it.
You got it. It's just like vinegar water with mustard seed and dill in there now.
Yeah.
And you guys head out. Where are you headed? Headed to the bar or home?
I gotta meet my brother at the bar.
Well, come. I can come with.
I gotta start teaching you stuff since it's gonna take 6 hours.
I mean, might as well do it at the bar.
I don't trust us alone to actually accomplish anything at the bar.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
I mean, it's us and it's alcohol.
And if I'm doing it for the first time, it might blow up. Like, you never know.
I just can only imagine how Argus' sister is going to be pissed when we just have like this random dome just up here in the middle of the bar.
She won't be able to get in.
No, she'll just kick our ass when we come out.
All right, so where are you headed?
So should we just go outside or should we go back to the...
Let's go with him, but let's not go in the bar. Let's hang outside and do our thing.
You're part of the smoker circle?
Yeah,
Outside? Okay, cool. You guys go to the bar, you go to the Trappist. You see that Argus' sister, Elora, is there. She waves you over. She's been saving a table for you. She actually points to the table, and your brother's sitting at the table. It looks like he has 4 empty mugs next to him. And he's sweating profusely. He's been here for a little bit, and he's been drinking kind of like some liquid courage.
C core. This is an A core.
I don't see any cords.
You're looking for actual like fabric cords.
And I'm like writing them out on the thing, like and explaining to him what the chords are, so he can play the song.
We found you a book on the blood of Kosuth, which is sweet.
Thank you.
Lava, essentially.
Well,
Magma.
that was not surprising.
Yep.
The blood of the mountain, or okay.
Stolen by
Yeah,
the
what used to like this is a very old book where of like a time when it used to be called the Blood of Kosuth.
Okay. Sort
The
of
blood of
tells
the mountain is the blood of Kosuth.
tells a tale of like
That
the
makes
lore
total
of it, how it was stolen from Kosuth and
Stolen by the current pantheon,
given to the world to.
given to the current pantheon.
Okay. We also got all 3 of your scrolls.
You did? How?
Yes.
How? Because like that's awesome.
You bought.
He said whatever.
He filled
He
up
said
the trolley. He said, "What do you think is fair?" And they offered him 150. He said he's okay, and he gave you everything on the trolley.
I love you guys.
No persuasion check required.
We
He's just
got
a
him-
very sweet, polite old man.
we got him halfway.
And we got a free jar of pickles out of it.
that didn't know he was being taken advantage of.
We got him halfway. We got him halfway to the betting.
Advantage of an old man.
Okay.
Classic D&D.
I would have exchanged
Hey,
a good berry with him at least.
Oh, he'd
for
be
that.
happy to take it.
We got a
We
hot,
also
hot
didn't
item
know
off
that
of,
we were taking advantage of him. Because
something
we
that made
didn't.
him a target.
That's true.
We
We
got
didn't
away
know that we were taking advantage of him. Only you did.
Yeah.
But she's chaotic,
She
not a
does.
lawful
She does.
character. So.
He did say, "Come back anytime. I'd be happy to purchase some other books from you. Like it's good to have the company."
But don't call him Hori because that might be suggestive.
Mr. H, Horatio, or Mr.
Alright,
Husband.
Mr. H. I will call you Mr. H. Sure.
Very, very
There's a few
sweet,
ways we can
just
do it.
old man. Doesn't really have like anything left to do. Like he's just this is it. He's the last of his line, and he's just enjoying his shop and like whatever he can do to help others. You know, sure.
Thank you.
Oh, it's about the Astral Seed book.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Awesome.
Wasn't me. Thank your dice. You didn't roll that 9. You would not get in that spell.
I know that.
He pretty much gave us everything he brought out to us.
Everything for
So
150 gold.
we have the blueprint. He found me, the Blood of Kosuth, the 3 scrolls, the book on Drugan,
Yep.
the book on unknown languages, and the Spelljammer book.
The only one I wouldn't have taken out of there would have been the genealogy one because there
The
wasn't a
trellis.
whole lot in there.
Yeah.
You just got a book on Drugan, and we'll talk about
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Right.
Whenever we get out of there, I can't believe we did that.
Can you actually tail it? Can you please
So
roll
excited.
a perception check for me as you tail this individual?
Because I was rolling demon years ago.
Just because?
Just for the scrolls.
Oh.
Yeah, she had a 3D pad.
16.
16. You clock
You got?
a gnomish individual leaving a building that converses with this drow individual, and then you believe that you found, especially with the aid of your sisters, their hub of operations. You found it. you found your objective, and you and your sisters check the place, case the place out. You have a game plan. When you say the word, you can do it.
Okay.
Just let me know whether you want to or not.
Is everyone there?
Roll. Okay. Roll a different perception check.
Okay.
Or an investigation. It's up to you.
Okay. Let me see which one I'd rather do.
The investigation.
Yeah, you can roll. Yeah, you can always just roll it and just pick whichever one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let me reset. 'Cause I know
That's how she's doing it. Yeah, she's learned a special spot on
Yeah.
that one.
Okay. So that will be that'll be 23.
What are your investigative measures? You believe that the lion's share, if not all, of people that you're looking for are under one roof.
Well, I say we go in.
You do so. Okay. Just roll a luck check for me real quick. Just roll a d20 and tell me what you get. No modifiers, no nothing.
Okay. Reset again.
Don't normally wish bad luck.
Yeah, but in
16.
this case,
16.
I mean, that doesn't mean anything.
It goes well. It goes very well.
Hey, at least we're not the targets because we're outside.
The most sound that is made is a gasp.
Oh, we're there now.
But you also know that gnome left, and then they may be coming back. So you wait. Pinjack is at the table.
I'm sorry,
a couple cups in.
You were fine. Your character's terrible. Already,
terrifying.
Yeah.
We hate your character. We're not 100% sure.
I reserve
Hate your
judgment.
character, but we are highly
Okay,
suspicious.
you
of
have to,
Yeah.
guys. Do not metagame. It's very important.
I know. We're not.
Very, very
We're trying not. We love you.
You guys are staying outside, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you keep an eye on Conk? I don't think the bar owner would appreciate me stomping all over her floors.
I don't know how are the floors in this place?
Not broken.
Not broken.
Well, are they as stable as?
It's sturdy. I mean, it could hold Conk if she wants. I mean, if it could absolutely hold Conk. It just might leave a couple indentations that are hard to buff out. But like honestly, at this point, she's like warming up to it, and she's drinking a little bit more than she usually does. Granted, given the situation. So
I told her a lot of information yesterday.
yeah, she doesn't own the bar. She's just the head bartender. But she is also a very bossy woman. She's like, a little frightening. So even the owner is just like, whatever you get done, as long as you make some money, you can do whatever you want.
The fire beard?
I mean,
No.
both the children definitely think after.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I wonder when.
Yeah, I'll
I really wonder
him
when I
outside.
changed my name.
It's more of like what do you think?
Probably first session.
I'll walk up behind Pinjack. Give him a hug.
It's like, oh,
Why are you so jumpy?
Just right there from my first session
Things are
notes and
scary,
my
man.
background that I wrote.
Yeah.
So many things could go wrong. So many things could go right. Like
I mean,
we're talking about like the fate of nations. I mean, it's a big deal. Like the fate of nations. He screams it, and he's like,
calm down. Calm down. I mean, it's not going to be decided tonight.
I mean, it very well may.
I mean, you got what you came for.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. So I decided to keep it with me.
oh, good.
Moving target's probably better.
Sure.
You don't find the thing you're looking for as you search the place.
Did you talk to your master, the one you work for?
Yes.
Is he coming? He's coming to meet us, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he going to talk to us?
He will talk to you, but at a location of his choosing.
Okay.
You will have one more drink, and then you can gather your friends, and we can go meet them at his place. You understand the caution behind this.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. So how was your day?
Good. I
Yeah.
got some things created,
Yeah.
some enchantments, yeah, some jewels.
That's great, Jules.
Oh, Laura, can you get us some fire whiskey?
I mean, perhaps not
I need to call
until
those guys.
not
later.
until our business is done.
I don't have cold.
Look. Miss you, bro. It's great to see you again.
Yeah.
I do really. And it's just
Right.
I never thought I'd be part of something this big. It's a little.
Neither did I, but here we are.
You can tell I'm schwitzing a little bit.
It'll be all right.
I'm just begging for a shower, like any day now. Just really would love a shower. I'm like, I almost when I was by the merchant quarter near the copper cenote, I almost like just bloop, popped in and washed myself up a little bit. Really use. Do I smell?
You're fine. I went through this town of monks.
Yeah.
The one thing I did pick up was this breathing exercise. It's supposed to calm you down. Okay. So just take a couple of deep breaths.
Okay.
We'll count with me, right?
Mhm.
So breathe in, hold it, breathe out, breathe in, hold it.
You're gonna get genuinely drunk. You won't be able to TM.
It's not the first time we've had that problem.
Is it a problem?
Depends on how he's rolling at the time.
You make better decisions when you're not panicking.
You're probably right. Yeah. That makes sense. That tracks. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Sorry. Look.
Finish your drink. We'll go deal with business.
It looks like you're doing really good for yourself, and I got to say it's a little intimidating. I thought I was doing good work, and I see you off with people of God, and you said and rat circuses. I mean, that's intimidating.
Never underestimate your work with your god.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Hi.
It's not all gemstones and ore. It's
Right.
a lot of tailings.
Yeah, there's a lot. The world is just so much bigger than I thought it was, and
Yeah.
just like so many bad people, and good people, and
I spent months outside. Do you know you don't just like fall into the sky?
I actually took a page out of your book, and I made these boots that could that had like cleats in them that every time you step they like cling.
Yeah.
I just fixed bear
Dug
traps
in a
to the
little
bottom
bit.
of them so
Yeah.
that they would like grab onto the ground as I walked. And eventually, they ended up being too more effort than they were worth. But I mean, it was like training wheels for like for sky training wheels. Yeah.
Although there have been some instances where we were pretty high up.
You just like fall up there.
No.
And then you grab onto something, and then you end up that
And
high.
someone cast reverse gravity.
I'm sorry, what? The gravity can reverse? When does this happen?
Yeah. If you
Is it the
just think
blood
about
moon
it.
like I thought? It's when the moon was full, right?
No.
No.
The
That's
moon?
No, it's when some big.
Is that what they call
lizard
moon
decides
sickness
to-
when you fall towards the moon?
No.
Only if the gravitational pull is changed. No. Typically no.
Moons?
It's a big world.
Yeah.
Lots of things.
Last moon lit my
huge.
freaking
It's-
house on fire.
Sorry.
Fire's dangerous.
Well, yeah. I'm not even listening to how to handle it, but
I mean, even then.
okay. Look,
Finish your drink,
my guy. Yeah.
and we'll go take care of business.
Yeah, give him a shot of fire whiskey.
So
You must shot a gutbuster. Maybe that'll.
No.
No.
You got rid of it.
my guy,
I still have a cast.
Oh.
my guy, my mentor
Yes.
is he keeps to himself most of the time. He's a very private person, and he's cautious.
Mhm.
He's cautious. You know, caution. It's the thing where you're careful.
Nowhere.
Yeah. So he's really cautious, and he likes to make sure that all the T's are crossed. I'm sorry, all the I's are crossed and T's are dotted. So
You serve smooth hand, correct?
yes, yeah. Well, yes, yeah, initially and primarily yes, but he also has a collective of people that are interested in seeing that their culture is brought out into the contemporary world, so that they don't have to keep. Okay, I'm just gonna level up.
Okay.
It's dark, it's not, so there's a stigma sometimes attached to him because, the old traditional brow sometimes hate, but he's a good guy. He's a good guy. What he really wants. He keeps saying it's one thing. I want to allow my people to dance in the moonlight. That's just like his thing. It's like I want to let my people be able to dance in the moonlight. He keeps mentioning somebody called Elestray and Smooth Hands together, working together to bring the people and raise them back up so that they don't have to look at the ground and be fearful. And he is saying about things and how he's he dissented from the other drow cities down there that are more of not great. A little bit more, but he is he's of a mind to I just want my people to be able to live where they want without being prosecuted or persecuted. And he said that one of the steps in order to accomplish was to have
Stabilize Fairspec.
yeah, and put into place a representative that has a claim to the Fairspec clan. It would be the first time that the Stoneworm clan would have a non-dwarven leader. It would be a drow leader for a dwarven clan, which is really unorthodox, but possible, and it would be a great foothold, foot in the door, for the drow to be considered and accepted as a viable and peaceful species of people in the world. Granted, I mean they're everywhere, but racism, stigmata, that whole thing is still a deal. So it's his goal to let his people, or those who want to, live above world in the moonlight. They're big into this moonlight thing. They keep talking about Stray and Smooth Hands working together, and then helping the other followers of Smooth Hands find the big ruby and garnet and drill down and blah 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 blah, all this other stuff. Anyway, so this guy, this right here, put that. Oh, this is a lot. This thing is important because any drow who has this in their person has proved that they have killed or surpassed the trials of trying to find the idol, that they then have claim to lead a sect of people of drow. So it actually gives them an official claim to lead Dark Elf kind. It usually was used in oath practices, spider or poison, which is kind of and she's not the nicest god. It's, if you know what I mean. But literally anybody, any drow or any person who has this on their person can claim leadership. Well, I want to say leadership can claim model citizenship. I guess it's hard to explain. It's like being ordained by social justice. I know it's a little complicated. It's not our culture, so it doesn't always make sense. All we can do is sign parallels, but the onus is on us to do our best to try to understand. So
am I here?
You can be if you like to be.
Yeah, I am listening so intently right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely. Yeah, you can be sitting at the table listening to every word he says. Absolutely. So pretty much.
So we get your leader and this thing back to Fairspec.
It's pretty much a sign, a symbol of that. I am worthy of your fellowship. I am worthy of your trust.
For the drow? Or for the dwarves?
Conventionally, the drow. Conventionally, yes.
Where do you find these? Is there only one?
I mean, it is a fabled artifact. There's
What's not
the
fabled?
tales are well,
When you
it
have
is
your pocket.
correct, but it also is of fable. Like it's a thing. So the tales are those that pass the trials of Lolth get given her boon, which is in the form of some sort of idol, which is this thing. But which is kind of like part of drow culture and everything. But there's also other methods of thought that this item can be summoned by Lolth, but its actual location changes depending on the cycles of the moon and the sun and blah 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 and a bunch of other factors that I'm not going to really get into. The big thing is that if you're clever, you don't have to pass the trials of law, because law values treachery, cleverness, backstabbing, all this other thing, and being smart. It's kind of like evolutionary. They do like the weak die, the strong survive kind of deal, but strong also means being smart. So if you can find it without passing the trials, that's still acceptable. So we have been studying through Caliban's, through hands, and stray or whatever, trying to find it so we can bring them into, or at least bring the people that want to be into a state of not being hunted down by our own kind and having a safe haven and a claim to leadership. And by having a claim to leadership and also seeing as my dude has been, used to ride purple worms. Yeah. Let me tell you. Wild stuff. Riding purple worms. He also has a claim to the throne of the wolves don't want to claim. So we help him get in. A rising ship rises all tides, that kind of thing. You understand?
Yeah.
And you were saying that's not, it doesn't have to be somebody of full drow. They don't have to be full drow blood or be drow at all, right?
Technically,
Right?
any person who finds it or gets it within their possession has that onus of leadership.
Okay.
Granted, it's been kept tightly within the circles because Lolth can summon it from its resting place that changes oftenly to give as a reward to the trials.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's being officially claimed by someone, she can't. And seeing as it has been officially claimed by, I guess, me, but I'm not sure if that counts because I haven't killed a worm and I haven't ridden a worm.
I mean, I dug it up.
It's true. Maybe
I have
Maybe you
Yeah,
need
maybe-
to hold on to it because you've killed the worm and you dug it
so
up.
maybe
And you
you
put
have
it in the
actually
worm.
officially claimed it. It would prevent the goddess of spiders from.
You mind if I hold on to it?
Well, let's do our meeting first. Again, I think.
Until we have our meeting. You mind if I carry it?
Roll a persuasion check. It's an advantage because he's drunk and he's your brother.
19.
19.
No, just hand me the bag.
The bag, but I got my stuff in the bag. I got my sandwiches. I need my sandwiches. I got.
Then take your sandwich.
Take out a sack. Take out your stuff. Put it in the sack.
I'm gonna take my sandwich. It's embarrassing to take out food at a restaurant. You know how embarrassing that is?
Nobody cares.
Go to a
It's
restaurant.
fine.
Nobody cares.
Your sister doesn't care.
I know the manager. You're fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
How the heck did you think you got a free shot of fire whiskey?
you're all right. What's your name again?
Argus.
Okay. I like you. He smacks your tit. He didn't. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I was aiming for your shoulder. I'm so
That's all
sorry.
right.
This is embarrassing. Here's my sandwiches.
Just put them on the table, and I'm like, "Give your bag to Zemdak." Okay. Now give me a bag, Zemdak, so I can put his sandwiches in it. There you go. Here's your sandwiches. Transaction
I get,
complete.
I get when I get stressed, I eat, I get hungry.
I get it.
Want
I
a
buy
pickle?
things. It's just
I got these really delicious pickles.
Oh,
Really good.
It's good pickles, right?
this is good.
cold.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Traditionally, you eat pickles cold.
This is a lot of stress for me. I'm not built for this. I'm just
You're fine.
trying to do good.
It's all good.
And I'm just trying to make Mom proud. Who knows, people after us, stupid things.
Who's after you?
Yeah.
A bunch of people that don't want the thing to happen. Name it, you name it. Oh man, the big world is big and it's scary, and there's people that aren't the best. They aren't the nicest.
Yep.
Definitely met a few.
We should probably go before
yeah.
I lose the ability to walk.
That would be helpful.
You always ride gong.
Everybody's here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
outside.
we were just outside
Okay.
doing the learning thing.
I will.
Love you too.
I love you. I love you. Don't fall into the sky.
Do my best.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it.
I got a lot of rope. So it should be all right.
You can tie knots real quick.
Yep.
You'll be
He's got
all right.
friends
He
to
stands
help
up
take him down.
and he leans over. Whoop.
Hold him down.
You alright?
I do believe it's time for preambulation.
Okay.
Perambulation.
Is the E before the R or after the R?
Doesn't
It
matter.
depends on
Set
if the
it
R
out.
is bossy.
That's
This guy. It's pretty great. I see why you keep him around. All right. Well, let's go.
Here's like holding.
Thank you,
for me.
Redbeard sister.
There you go.
And she's like,
I'll
and
pay
she
you
looks
back.
at you like,
Oh, yeah.
"You'll be okay."
I got you.
Hey. He's not going home with you, is he?
God.
We're taking him back to where he's staying.
Just be safe, eh? I said be safe, alright?
Gotta go.
Argent, what?
I guess it is.
I have to explain the moment. And you run out the door.
It is 25 feet.
The not so dry group of individuals meander their way out the door. They meet up with you guys. You see a quite in the cups pin jack. It's like, is this way? Hey, it's the ugly fella. Let's go
I
that
pick
way.
him up, I toss him.
Oh, good, you're the drunk one tonight.
Oh, thank you. Actually, I needed that.
You look like it.
Thank you. Sorry, I got some on you.
Pickles and bile.
Oh,
Guess
I
what?
didn't chew that enough.
fire.
Yeah.
Okay, this way. I'm going that way.
Mechanically, can you say that was a short rest? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll say
Okay.
you guys were drinking for an hour. You can count it as a short
Okay.
rest. Absolutely, yeah.
Sorry.
So you guys move forward. He eventually leads you towards
Adam, is my
Are we still
armor
walking and learning?
required 2 minutes?
Yes.
You can be if you want, but it's only like a 20-minute, 30-minute
Wait.
walk.
Hang on. It might not actually.
Just wondering.
No, I'll give you this. So say you'll by the time you get there, you will have worked through 2 hours of the time you need to do. Does that make sense? Is that fair?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty fair. Okay. And you can. It's like you got that. Okay, we got to go to bed. I'll teach you more of it tomorrow.
Enhanceability on you?
I mean, we can say you did.
I don't know if you guys rolled for it or not.
No, we did
No,
not.
we have not rolled for it.
Don't
Yeah, we haven't rolled yet.
meta me, my children.
It doesn't.
No, we're not. Yeah.
I wasn't. I
No, they're just
Okay, so you guys head this way. Eventually, you find your way to a one of the buildings near the tiers. And then you like walk to the back of a building that looks like another building that was like built within the stonework structure that is kind of like it's an awning, and it's odd. It's you would never have found this on your own unless you were looking for it and you knew exactly what to look for, or you had somebody show you what to look for. He's like, this is it. I'm just waiting inside for us. I don't know. Nothing I can do about that. It just happened.
Yeah. Is it a bandit thing again? I think it might be something. Yeah, it's getting choppy.
Here too. Yeah,
Sorry. Yeah.
No, OBS was
well,
doing fine.
it said red and now it's yellow and now it's green, so it should be good.
Just YouTube. That's right again. Right now it's good.
Cool. Yay, streaming.
Right.
Yay, streaming. I can try exiting OBS and try.
Nah.
Might just be everything right now too.
Yeah, I mean, the stream is still streaming.
Yeah.
It's just choppy. It should fix itself in a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks to be okay. Yeah. Okay, we're good. I get rid of that. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. So great. You are at this, and he's like, it's just in there, is waiting for us. I just do the knock and the whistle, and we'll be okay.
Oh, man. Can you whistle right now?
That's it.
Shaving a haircut.
You hear that?
Well.
Do you take positions?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Roll a stealth check, please.
Someone supposed to answer?
And 19. Wait, stealth check. Well, actually, 16.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see. I have a question.
Yes.
Da, 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 da.
Welcome to the Whisper Chat. This is where we ask random questions and see who comes up with the answer.
This stream tonight is sponsored by this notebook. If you'd like to know more about this notebook, please visit our website, thisnotebook.com.
You know there probably is a this
I know there
Probably is.
Hopefully it's a. Look, right here is my murder notes.
Auto highlights for you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so was I. But I'm just rolling with it.
Yes, man.
That's exactly what that scenario was.
Okay.
There.
Is someone supposed to open?
You hear a voice. Yes, just get in here already. That's him. That's him. That's him. Yeah, he's got the little. All right. He opens the door. You go down a stairwell, around a little bit, and through another door. You guys all go in. It opens up a little bit. It's pretty dark in here, but you're familiar with how Drow, they prefer not to be too bright. So there's like no lights in here. It's not, it's like dimly lit throughout. I'll give you that. So you can still see, but there's no like actual like big lights in here. You do see from the far end what looks like kind of like swaying back and forth, moving their hands a little bit, is a Drow male individual fiddling with something. He goes like, "Hey, we made it back. It's my bro and the other people I was telling you about. So we should probably, get to talking." The Drow individual turns around, kind of cascaded in shadow, kind of sways back and forth. Taylor, what would you like to do? He's at your mercy.
Yes. They can see him, right? They can see him clearly?
Yeah.
Okay.
They can see him, but he's shrouded in shadow a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We can't see anyone else.
You don't. Actually, everybody roll perception checks for me.
Come on. Crit, baby. 28.
Come on, baby.
Rit, 28.
19.
19.
4. Dirty 20.
You prepared this.
Mm-hmm.
None of you see anything. There's nobody else here. Anything, and no, you don't see anything. There's like some papasans and other like Turkish kind of Bedouin like lounging areas around the area. Kind of like feel like old hookah Turkish bar kind of feel. None of you notice anything. He appears to be the only individual there. Nothing appears out of place. It's a little eerily quiet and a little eerily empty. However, you see what looks like blood drag marks that go beyond a beading curtain to the back. What are you doing?
I'm still gonna stay in the shadows.
Okay.
I'll wait for them to get closer.
I'm going to try to make eye contact with Cole to try to get him to like brain message with me, like
Notice.
Give the look.
like just kind of like
One of your sisters makes eye contact.
Cole's oblivious.
fuck.
I can do my stuff.
I should do.
I'm gonna look at you very intensely
play this
and be
game.
like,
Anything you want to do?
Okay.
What do you want to do? Do you want to initiate combat, or do you want to whatever you want to
"Are
do?
you fucking serious?"
I don't know.
You want
Let's
to
just-
throw a
up to
random
you.
dagger at us? What do you like? You know?
It's up to you.
Spring the ambush.
We're here.
Yeah.
We don't.
What do you want to do?
ambush.
Try to
Okay.
talk
Time to
us.
go. You guys see. So you will not be surprised by this. What did you get? What did you roll for your?
28.
No, for your eye contact with Cole.
Cole got
Cole
on that
got a
one.
1.
Got a nat one. Okay, so you're the only one that will not be suffering from the surprise condition.
Yay.
All of you just see this massive scythe just swing down from the darkened ceiling and pierce the sternum of this individual swaying there. Come down. And would you please describe what they see as you come down from the rafters of the ceiling and stand just ominously right behind this drow individual?
Okay. They see I changed my height.
Okay.
Okay, I did that once.
Yeah. They see a nearly 7 feet tall woman.
Oh,
Cool.
Covered with armor that's, covered in blood, I guess.
Yeah.
Silver hair and wearing an obsidian crown. And
Blind or
and
hair
black-
covering her eyes.
Yeah. And do they see them?
They don't see them yet.
Okay.
Because that's when we're going to get into initiative.
What type of woman is it?
Real buff lady.
And a massive scythe about the size of herself.
Yes, exactly. The scythe is the same.
Teeth upon the blade.
Okay, I guess I'm still sticking with it.
So the woman is nearly 7 foot. The scythe is nearly 7
Cool.
foot.
All right, that's where we're going to take our break, guys. We'll be back in just a minute. Stay tuned for combat.
How many teeth you have?
Take care, guys. Head over to the next episode. Bye.